Hi guys, in this video I'll be doing a review for Sony's WX100 Cybershot camera, but before I go into any more details, there's a quick unboxing. So the first things to come out of the box, we have the instruction manual. We have a little booklet which shows you different accessories you can buy for your camera, European guarantee information. We have a USB lead, a big to a mini one, an AC adapter. This also is part of the AC adapter. A wrist strap, battery, and the camera. The first thing you'll notice about this camera is the size. It's extremely small, which makes it very portable. It fits nicely into my pocket, and also for people with small bags that want to carry a camera with them, you won't have to worry too much about this because it doesn't really take up much space. On the bottom of the camera we have the battery hatch. Make sure that when you're inserting the battery, the arrow is facing towards the flap here, and just click it in like so. Also, you will need an SDHC card. I would personally recommend 8 GB or higher with a class speed of 4 or higher. This is an 18 megapixel camera, so unless you're going to be reducing the megapixel size, the file sizes are going to be quite large, so that's why I recommend getting 8 GB or higher. Here we have a USB mini connector. This is how you charge up the camera as well as transferring your files onto your PC, though I would recommend an SDHC card adapter because you can literally just open this hatch, pull this out, place it in like this and into your PC. It's really quick and it's very easy to navigate through your files. Here we have a tripod receptacle, so you can place this onto a tripod stand. And finally on the side here we have a mini HDMI connector, but you will need the appropriate cable as it is not included. This is a normal HDMI to mini HDMI cable. You can get them for quite cheap also. This basically lets you view your photos on your TV. This camera has a flash right here. I personally think this is well placed as this is a small camera and I find that my fingers cover the corner right here, so definitely well placed. We also have 2 stereo microphones up the top here, so when you're recording video it picks up sound. I personally think that the sound is actually quite good. Obviously not the best that you're going to get, but for a camera I do think it's very reasonable. And now if I just turn this on, you'll see that it pops out nice and quickly. Right by the shutter we have this little slider which will adjust the zoom. This is 10 times optical zoom, and you can get more zoom by digital zoom, but personally I wouldn't recommend that as it's literally zooming into the actual picture rather than using optical to zoom into the subject. On the right hand side of the camera we have all these different buttons. The top left has a slider which determines which mode you're on. So at the moment I'm on picture mode. If I go down one, you go on panorama mode, and down one even further we have the movie mode. Although you can choose to record on any mode, but I would recommend being on movie mode because you can go through all the movie settings. Anyway, if I go first of all to the panorama mode, the first setting is sweep panorama, and you basically click the shutter and you swivel around like so, and it creates a really nice panoramic image, which I'll just show you an example now. The next one we have is a 3D sweep panorama image, which can be displayed on a 3D TV. We have a sweep multi-angle, which can be displayed on a 3D TV, and also the camera. Here's a quick example, and basically what you do is you tilt the camera and it goes around. It gives you a little sense of depth, but it's a bit of a gimmick in my opinion. And the final one is an underwater one. However, you will need the appropriate underwater housing for this camera to be able to take those kind of pictures. So if I go up to the top, I'm now back to pitch mode. Currently I'm on program auto, which is the most customizable setting. If I go to the menu here, there we go. So we have an easy mode, which increases font and simplifies the menu for basic use. We have the different megapixel settings there, so 80 megapixels, 10 and 5. We have different levels of darkness and brightness. We have the ISO settings going from 100 to 12,800. We have the white balance, focus modes, metering modes. We have the continuous shooting intervals, so this one is 10 shots a second, and this one we have 2 shots a second. Smile shutters, smile detection sensitivity, face detection, and this is the movie quality. Steady shots, so that's depending on how shaky your hand is. And that's all for the program auto. The next setting is superior auto, which shoots images reducing blur and noise automatically. We have intelligent auto, which is exposure adjustment with automatic settings. We have defocus, where you can basically edit the kind of defocus the background has. So we have low, mid and high. This is one of my favourite, the picture effects. We have HDR painting, black and white, miniature, shoots images with the effect of the subject as a miniature. We've got a toy camera effect, pop colour, partial colour, which is my favourite. If you go to this one here, you can basically single out a colour, either red, green, blue or yellow. Here's a quick example of the yellow setting I took. So as you can see, it's very cool indeed. We also have a soft high key, a watercolour and illustration. The next one we have is scene mode. This is great as it gives you such a variety of different scenes to choose from. This one here is soft skin, which is one of my favourites and is also one of my friends' favourites, as it really does soften out people's skin and makes it look really nice. Here we have soft snap, anti-motion blur, landscape, backlight correction, night portrait, night scene and handheld twilight. Handheld twilight, I personally haven't had a good experience with this camera. Here's a quick example to show you the results I've had with that setting, and you will see that it's not that good. So as you've seen, not a very good result. I've got a HX9 and it does a lot better job than this camera at the handheld twilight mode. This one is a high sensitivity mode. We've got a gourmet mode, pet, beach, which basically brings out the blue colour in the sea and the sky as well. We've got snow, fireworks and underwater. Once again, you will need the appropriate housing to be able to use that mode. And finally, we have the 3D still image, which can be viewed on a 3D TV if that's your kind of thing. Overall, I've got to say it's a decent camera. It's definitely not the best camera that I've owned, as it does lack in some areas, but it is very convenient. It fits nicely into your pocket, and the majority of the photos I have taken, especially in daylight and nighttime with flash, alongside the flash can cover it, the outcomes have been actually very good. It's just the odd low lighting conditions which let this camera down, but yeah, other than that, you know, I would personally recommend it, but for those who want that little bit extra in a camera, then I would suggest looking for an upgrade. I want to say a big thank you for watching my video. I hope that you found it helpful as well as enjoyable. If you would like to be updated on future unboxings, reviews and competitions, please subscribe. By doing this, you are also supporting my channel.